Okay, so you're learning and you feel like you know it, but you don't know how to apply it. So I'm about to share with you a couple clips from the Shetty Podcast on purpose, and this episode is with Bob Proctor, and he's talking about how to apply, and I'm about to show you.
People speak highly of that book, but there's a difference between knowing, reading, and then doing, and knowing, reading, and applying. How did you read it in a way that you started to apply what you were learning? Because you didn't meet Napoleon Hill, but it still had a profound impact on you.
See, here's the book. It's falling apart. I didn't read it. I keep reading it. It isn't something I read. I'm reading it. I read it every day. I learned a lesson from Earl Nightingale. I have here a book holder. It holds a book open on my desk. And Earl Nightingale had one sitting on his desk. The first time I met him, it was in 1966. And I spent an hour with him. I asked him, I said, "What is that on his desk?" He says, "What is what?" He says, I pointed to it. Well, he says, "A book holder, hold my book open." And I said, why do you have it like that? He says, well, he smiled. He said, I'm going to read that until I understand it. He said, "What, the book?" No, he said, "That page." He quoted something. He said, "No amount of reading or memorizing is going to make you successful. It's the understanding and application of wise thoughts that really count." Mm-hmm. So he said, I learned a long time ago that if I kept reading the same thing, I would start to understand and I would start to apply it. I immediately started to look for a book holder. And the secret is to read the same thing over and over and over again. This is a page that was written probably around 1920. It's by Thomas Troward. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He was a great author. It's the creative process in the individual. Starts out, it says, an old saying that order is heaven's first law. That's just, if that's the only thing I read, what does that really mean? You know?
Yeah.
And so I learned a long time ago that if you want to learn, you've got to understand what it is you're reading, and you've got to apply it. Mm-hmm. And the proof is in the pudding. Are the results there? And if the results aren't there, then you really haven't learned anything. You got to change the results. So it's